water, fire, earth, air. Welcome back to Essentially Heroes. This is going to be a discussion video. We're just going to be talking. We're not going to be watching anything this time.
We're talking directly to you, beautiful people,
yes,
today.
Just for you. Today we're going to be talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender and the controversy that happened with the live action series that was in the works. But before that, make sure to support the channel if you like it. Like, comment, and if you haven't already, and it is so in your prerogative, please subscribe.
Subscribe with that bell button so you get notifications each time we upload videos.
Yes. Ding-a-ling. All right. So yeah, it was. We're a little bit late on the draw, but we still wanted to come back and cover this. So when was it? August 12th. The creators of the Last Airbender series, Michael DiMartino and Bryan Konietzko, I hope I said that right. They came out on mainly Instagram, and they posted statements about how they are no longer working on the Avatar: The Last Airbender live action series. And I guess for people who didn't know, about 2 years ago, there was a live action series that was announced. That was supposed to be coming out on Netflix, and they said that, but one of the ways that they tried to get people enticed with the project was saying that the original creators will be involved in the production.
And they confirmed it.
Yeah, they confirmed it, and the two creators, they literally put together the team of people that would be working on the show, right? And so that was pretty much the only reason anyone had faith in this project, because we've been burned before. I'm just gonna say we got burned. Nickelodeon, y'all did the fandom dirty, with that movie.
We're still mad at M. Night Shyamalan.
Still mad. Like I don't think we'll ever truly forgive and forget with that one. Because that one, like, that hurt me in my childhood, honestly. Because that was like, I think that was probably the first live action adaptation movie that I had really remember seeing. That was the first one I remember. Yeah. I'm not sure. I mean, because of course there had been comic book movies. But I mean,
as in from an animation show.
Yeah, from an animation to live action. And so at the time, I just went into it pure, I was thinking, oh, this is gonna be fun. I'll get to see my friend Aang on screen. Appa. But little did I know.
Yeah, little did we all know.
Oh, poor little Etienne. Little did you know.
I'll never forget when all of them were just bending the rocks, and the rocks slowly moved.
Oh,
it was five of them just bending a rock, and it just slowly moved. One tiny rock. I was
my goodness. Everything that could have possibly been wrong with that movie was wrong.
And so we were already pretty scarred from that.
Also from a fandom standpoint, and also from a filmmaking standpoint, because I don't know if everyone was aware of this, but the movie was also terribly edited, horribly paced. The dialogue was just god awful. There were very few actually good performances in the movie, especially with the fact that the kid who played Aang, he had never done a movie before.
No, I didn't think he was bad, actually. I didn't think he was horrible.
Every clip I watch of him, I cringe a little bit, and I that's not to insult him, but he was not.
Yeah, he definitely. I will say he definitely did not capture the spirit of Aang.
Yeah, but I feel like that was more on a directorial sense, because there was stuff that you could have done, but honestly, he was miscast to begin with. They should have found an Asian person to play all of those characters.
I mean, most of them.
Most of them. I mean,
none of them were.
The Water Tribe should have been Inuit, and the other characters should have been East Asian, or at least Southeast Asian, approximately, something like that. And
speaking of the casting, a lot of people are worried about it now. I mean,
so the casting for the new show, we're kind of wondering where that's gonna be, and a lot of people have speculated that that might be one of the reasons why the creators stepped down from the production.
That's already been rumored out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, well, before I get into that, I'm just gonna take a second and read what they wrote, and then we're gonna kind of break it down and then see if we can glean anything from that. So this is a statement from Michael DiMartino. Bryan Konietzko also put one out, but I'm just gonna start with this one for right now. And he says on Instagram, an open letter to Avatar: The Last Airbender fans. Many of you have been asking me for updates about the Avatar live-action Netflix series. I can finally tell you that I am no longer involved with the project.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah, it's that reading that sentence now hurt me.
Oh man.
I knew it was coming and it still hurt me.
Oh man.
God
It
damn.
hurt me just hearing it.
Yeah. Oh man, this feels like when you get asked to read in the class and you're trying not to mess up.
Yeah.
Get made fun of. It's like, you can't read.
You
That boy can't read. Y'all remember those days?
I mean, that was literally my life.
You have to
So.
read out the English lit
If
textbook.
you could read, you were speaking white. Remember?
Yeah.
Remember those days?
Oh yeah.
That's true. That's true, man.
I wasn't ready for that one, baby.
So in June of this year, after 2 years of development work, Bryan Konietzko and I have made the difficult decision to leave the production. And then I'll just mainly, I mean, there's a lot here.
Yeah.
But I'll mainly just do the Cliff Notes version. When Bryan and I signed on to the project in 2018, we were hired as executive producers and showrunners in a joint announcement for the series. Netflix said it was committed to honoring our vision for this retelling and to supporting us on creating the series. Don't roast me. Don't roast me.
Nah. I'm in no position to roast.
So they're committed to honoring our vision for this retelling and to supporting us on creating the series, and we expressed how excited we were for the opportunity to be at the helm.
Sure did.
Unfortunately, things did not go as we had hoped. Saying, look, things happen, productions are challenging, so he's basically trying to tell people don't be too mad, stuff happens.
Yeah.
He's trying to go with the flow kind of thing. And then he said, I started to reevaluate what is truly important in my life and what I want to do with what's left of it. I took some advice from Uncle Iroh. I looked inward and started asking myself the big question, who are you and what do you want?
He brought Iroh into this statement.
Yeah.
You know
And
fans would hit.
Definitely.
Who are you? And what do you want?
So wow. So basically he was he was thinking about life. Stuff went so left that he just started thinking about life in
Yeah,
general.
I mean, if you're thinking about Iroh, you must be
in a dark place.
Yeah.
So that's really what gets me curious, exactly what happened, because what type of commitment he had to make, or
I realized maybe he realized himself he couldn't control it, so he was like, alright, it's not in my hands.
Yeah.
As badly as I want to steer the path for the show.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, a lot of creators, they create such amazing work and they put it in the hands of these corporations, these businesses, and it's like once you do that, there are a lot of things you're not going to be in control of.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what he says here. He says, I also saw wisdom from Stoic philosophers who were big on differentiating between what is within our control and what isn't. I realized I couldn't control the creative direction of the series, but I could control how I responded. So I chose to leave the project. It was the hardest professional decision I've ever had to make, and certainly not one that I took lightly, but it was necessary for my happiness and creative integrity. So that tells me that they wanted to do something that was really against the spirit of the series, and he couldn't like in good conscience be a part of it. And so he probably can't say exactly what they did to the series.
Agreements.
Yeah, man. Like,
I mean, there's clearly going to be a difference.
Yeah.
There's going to be a difference in the Netflix adaptation and what we had growing up. I mean, I could see Netflix wanting to do their own thing where it's like, okay, this is what we want to do. We really want to do this. And
Should we put a magnifying glass on it, or should we just go with a grain of salt?
And them just being like, this is not what we want. This is what happened in the original. This is what, and I guess Netflix is like, but they already know that happened. Let's open the envelope a little bit. Like, I can see that happening.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
yeah, because nobody's interested in Netflix's vision for the series.
Well, I mean,
like,
I'm not. Listen, we could listen. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not here like agreeing with them. But Netflix has come out with some pretty good shows. Okay, like they have a good team. I mean, we could say they.
I mean,
I'll give it.
I don't know if you could attribute that to Netflix necessarily, because there's a different creative team working on each show. Yeah, that Netflix just like brings them in all into one place.
No, true, but I mean,
Netflix has also made some like Netflix has also put out some crap too.
Oh, they have
studios, right?
They know. Like I said, they have
and canceled some really good shows.
They do. I mean, they have it's a mixed bag, but they also have a good judgment as well. And I mean,
like I've seen them take projects that are really good and like in. Pause.
Let's talk about Monique.
Now, like all eyes is on Netflix now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's really just like a very, people are at a standpoint, you know.
Yeah.
Because if Netflix, if this Avatar show is good, it's really bad on the creators. Almost like,
but
not really bad, but it's just like. It's almost, I don't know. It's not a good look.
Something tells me it has to do with the culture. Like maybe changing or retconning certain things in the story.
Could be. I mean, because that's a lot. One thing that a lot of people theorized was that they were going to be changing stuff to like make it either in a way more pertinent.
Realistic.
No. I mean, I'm saying like more in tune with like either pop culture or like society of today, you know, as opposed to like this animated series which has more of a timeless feel to it. Like the themes that they cover, you know, it's more of like a overall, you know, they're themes that have been covered for decades and, you know, there still will be, as opposed to like zooming in on the issues that are pertinent to like one specific decade, you know. And so, but for me, it's not even the fact of like whether it's good or not, like that's like up to, like you said, that's up to them. But the fact of the matter is they broke their promise to the creators, because that was why the creators signed on, was because Netflix was like, we're going to stick to your vision.
Well, I mean, Netflix played it smart. They knew we were scarred from M. Night Shyamalan's trash from that. So they said, if we're going to come out with a live action, the world needs to know the creators are behind it and no bullshit.
Right? Yes.
You know, because as fans, we're not trusting it.
Exactly, yeah. But if you're just going to use that as window dressing to try and get people to come into it, that's really shady. And it like really draws into question, like, one, they're just ethics, and two, like, they're like the confidence they have in their ability to tell a good story based on the series, because it's a really hard series to adapt. I'll say that, because one, is a very long series, and two, there are just like so many like nuances that made it work, that like if one thing kind of falls out of like sync, like other stuff will suffer, you know, because there's so much stuff in there that's so easy to get wrong, but they got it right in the show.
That is very true. I mean, we can only hope that the creators added enough of their flair to it.
We're gonna see. Like they were saying that you know, they didn't have control over the creative direction. Like that's what he's saying here in his post. And so that's what like really is worrying, like if any of their influence managed to get into the show, or did they just throw it out the window?
Yeah, I also heard rumors that they were making the show more realistic. Like they were gonna have, you know, Aang age. This is all rumors that I've heard. I don't know if it's official or not, but of him aging a little bit, you know, and he's getting a little bit more grittier, and stuff like that. That's what I heard so far, and that it was beyond them. Yeah, you know, the creators at that point. So, I mean, from what I just heard, it sounds interesting, like an interesting take. And, you know, like I said, it's in the it's really in the air. Like I said, in 2020 we lost a lot of things, including the love we had for this adaptation.
I mean, prediction: is their stock going up or down?
Netflix?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
stuff. I mean, do you
Disney Plus is catching up.
Hulu
is catching up little by little, but Hulu's you know, not to be rude, I see a lot of white faces on Hulu in terms of their selections. So.
Yeah, on Hulu they have well, in terms of Hulu originals, yes, and they also canceled Zoe Kravitz's show, which was like a weird move because I'm pretty sure people like that show, High Fidelity. And like she even came out and said it. She was like, "Good job, Hulu, on canceling like one of the only black-led shows you have."
Wow.
You see, I didn't even know about this, but I just seen it in their selection. I'm like, what's going on?
I mean, speaking of seeing a lot of like white faces and stuff, I mean that's really what's gonna determine like if I'm gonna really watch Avatar the show anyway. Just seeing their casting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If I see any whitewashed characters or something, I'm like, okay.
If there's a single white person on the acting cast for the show, we will burn something down.
I think that's what's gonna do it for me, honestly. If I see just characters that are whitewashed.
Yeah.
I think it's like that for a lot of characters, a lot of people. I think a lot of people are just waiting to see how the casting is gonna look like.
Yeah. And then also, I mean, Bryan Konietzko's statement is more or less the same. Right here, in subsection B, paragraph 2, he says that though I got to work with some great individuals both on Netflix's side and on our own small development team, the general handling of the project created what I felt was a negative and unsupportive environment.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, yeah, there probably was like just a bad vibe overall. Like they probably didn't feel welcome on their own project. So it's like, and he says the same thing. He's like, you know, he says, you know, don't judge it yet. You know, it might be good. He'll see. But yeah, overall, I've heard some people talking about boycotting the series just because of how they treated the creators. What I'll say about that is, if you are so inclined to do so, I would not blame you. Because yeah, honestly, the creators and their work, both of those things are things that the fans like. You know, the creators, Michael and Bryan, they are very outspoken on social media, and they interact with their fans a lot. And yeah, I definitely feel bad that they had to go through another L like this. You know, the industry just tossing them left and right, even though they seem to be like really good people. Like they're always doing something for charity. Like they're always like selling Avatar prints and like donating it to charity, like all that kind of stuff.
Do you see yourself watching the show?
Like I'm still like kind of in the middle. Like I still feel offended for the creators because yeah, like I'm just imagining like how it must feel to have like this big company come to you like with a smile on their face and like start, you know, making it seem like they're gonna like really work with you, and then like they just pull like some shady, probably corporate BS on you. Like imagine, bro, if you had like a play that you wrote, because this guy is also a theater nerd, just so you know. Imagine there was a play that you wrote, and like a studio wanted to turn into a movie, right?
Yeah.
And so they told you that you were going to be involved in developing it, and then halfway through they're just like, we don't need you anymore, Junior. Sorry, goodbye.
I mean, it seems like they left on their own. I'm only playing devil's advocate, but no, it seems like they left on their own accord. It doesn't seem like Netflix necessarily booted them. I think
they didn't boot them, but they
still got to check.
Probably
they gotta check, and they're probably gonna get more after the series comes out.
I'm pretty sure they're getting more coin from this.
They already signed it all.
But it's just he literally said he wasn't going into too much detail because of probably contract stuff, but they created a very negative environment.
Yeah,
and that's kind of.
I mean, like I said, we've seen so many times where the owners always end up feuding with corporations. It happened with George Lucas. Watchmen happened with him. Like these guys, they always compete with these corporations once they give it to the corporation. So it's just like, that's true. I don't know. It's a really sticky situation, because just being a creative is like, me personally being a creative. I wouldn't feel comfortable giving like my work to any corporation knowing this. And it's like, if I'm going to give my work to a corporation, it's something that I would be aware of.
Even if you were gonna make hella bands.
Even if I was gonna, because it's like the integrity.
Yeah.
Like me personally, I don't seem. I can't help it. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I can't sit here and say like I'm not gonna watch it. It's canceled. Like I want to have hope. I love the Avatar story so much, and I really love the general story of it, the general elements of it. Me personally, I was hoping that we weren't going to get everything by the book, like the way it was animated. Like I was hoping for something a little bit different, but I love the story so much, so seeing the elements of the story shaken up in a way, I'm here for it, it's like, I hope it's good, and then again, if it's bad, I wouldn't be too mad, because I am a fan of the creators as well. So.
This corporation, man, they'll take lemon, turn it to lemonade, and then they'll have GMO pesticides. Sorry, you better be organic.
Facts. That's facts. The man speaking facts over here. All right, so that was our discussion on the whole Avatar situation with Netflix that had come up. What do you guys think about it? Like, I'm genuinely curious to see. Like,
are you gonna watch it?
Yeah. Are you gonna watch it? You gonna boycott? Are you still in the middle?
Watch it with one eye.
Right. It looks like Etienne's team. Like, I'm not watching it.
Hey, all I said is, if you don't watch it, I'm not gonna blame you. I won't blame you
I'm gonna watch
at all.
Critically.
Right?
I'll watch it like this, like
right.
Weird edited shot.
Oh man, tell us what are you expecting from the show?
What do you expect? And as always, support the channel, like, le comment, le subscribe, and wash your hands, and hit the notification bell, and go fuck yourself, eh? I'm joking, don't go. No, I'm just joking. We love you.
We love you guys. Yo, he's wild.
All right, peace, guys. Peace.